Ever since I can remember, music has been an integral part of my life. I was born in Chicago and into a family of music lovers. My dad was a rock and roller, turning my brother and me onto classic rock like the Beatles, CCR, Doors, the Monkees, Pink Floyd, the Rolling Stones, as well as introducing us to visual artists like Salvador Dali, Pablo Picasso, René Magritte, and Bruce Lee movies. My mom loved Julio Iglesias and filled our home with the melodramatic stylings of other balladeros such as José José, Juan Gabriel, Napoleon, and more. My brother and best friend Jorge became my cultural soundboard. We shared music, films, weird local TV shows, and absorbed the zeitgeist of the times, the mid-'80s. In other words, we became obsessed with art and culture of all types. Whether it was by design or accident, we became the coolest kids on the block. If you wanted to see or hear something you never heard before, you had to come over to the Ledezmas. Flash forward to 1987, and the Ledezmas relocated to the northwest suburbs of Wheeling, Illinois, miles away from the low rumble of the city. Being in Chicano in the suburbs was a hard adjustment, but in a short span of a year and a half, I landed a part-time job at one of the two cool record stores in town called Hip Cat Records. And I discovered punk rock and became friends with an up-and-coming band called Toe Jam, who would later morph into Cap and Jazz, and I learned how to play drums on my own, which inspired me to start my own bands. Eventually, I moved back to Chicago in my early 20s. While I was making the scene by going to shows and connecting with other musicians along the way, I managed to record and perform with groups such as V Reverse, The Vindictives, Midstates, Defender, and many others. I also spent 20 plus years working in the food industry, from slinging seafood for a major Fortune 500 company to working at a female-owned catering company. From bankers to rock stars, I fed and connected with wide spectrums of humanity, and I learned how to cook. Today, I continue to play drums with groups such as Aya, Geezer Sr., The Arthur Lane, and Infotapes. I've also tapped into my eclectic and esoteric musical knowledge and my love of the conversation by hosting the Ghost and Worm Show with Adam Scott for Wholesome Radio, and co-host and founder of Let's Make a Show with Brian and Angel on YouTube. This is my life, connecting with family and friends through music for the past 30 years. I'm Angel Ledezma, and this is As We Go Along. Welcome to As We Go Along with Angel. My guest on this episode is a man that is known by many in Chicago. Some people call him Joe, but everyone knows him as Sappy. Hailing from Melrose Park, the corporate king of the suburbs, Sappy spent his youth chasing dreams and running with the pack. He found his love of music through his uncle, renowned jazz saxophonist and band leader Bud the Eel Freeman, and the burgeoning Chicago heavy metal and punk scene of the mid-'80s. His grandmother wouldn't let Sappy near an instrument when he was young. Rock was the devil's music, but that didn't stop him from trading in his hockey skates for a shitty bass. When she found it, she tried burning it in a garbage can. He rebuilt it and thus set him on a path of rock and roll destruction and fun times. Sappy has played in a number of bands: 954, Pruno, Siderunners, House of Soviet Eyewear, The Arthur Lane, and Infotapes, my bands. He was let go of the methadones after 4 practices for having long hair. When he's not sweating and stalking the stage, you can find Sappy stage managing at some of the major street festivals all over Chicago. He helps keeps the show running smooth and the music flowing. He's also a talented sound engineer / producer as studio overlord at Wholesome Studios since 2011. He's recorded hundreds of bands, including my groups, Geezer Sr., The Arthur Lane, and Infotapes. Whether it's music, carpentry, or food, Sappy is a master of all and is an inspiration to me and others. I'm excited to present our episode featuring Sappy and his dish, Coco Vinnie. We got chicken right there.
Fat thighs.
Oh, fat thighs.
Fat thighs. Like fat thighs. Butter. Garlic. Wine.
Ooh.
Salt and pepper. Oh. Pepperoncini.
Ooh. See, I can eat a whole jar of pepperoncinis, so you better keep those away from me.
Air fryer toaster.
Oh, shoot. There you go.
And old greasy.
Oh, this is great. Very nice. And how do you pronounce this again?
Oh, well, it's,
Coco.
I made coco van before. And that is a little time consuming. This is kind of a light, low braise, real easy. And you don't have a lot of time.
Yes. And you're a busy man, so.
Busy man. For an air fry, 400, and let it heat up.
What would you like me to do, Sam?
You don't have to do nothing. You just film it.
Okay. Easy enough for me, yeah.
Easy peasy. The hands are clean, just wash them.
Oh, yeah, very important.
So, always. So, first thing first, I do want to put a little bit of oregano at the bottom of this, just a tiny bit, just to get in there. I don't want to kill it with it. But always start with some wine. Don't cook with what you won't drink. Just a little bit. Have flies over here. A little bit of olive oil to crisp up that skin. Rub it down. And go for just salt first. Butter.
Oh, I recognize that butter.
Yep. From our last installment.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna put
that. It's like a southern helping right there.
Yeah. There's gonna be a few in there.
Okay. And of course, looking at the texture of the butter,
It's been sitting out for a minute.
That's good. Yeah.
So it's just gonna melt in. It's just gonna melt in.
I can already feel the saliva glands already like activating just to look at that.
Who doesn't like peppers?
I mean, somebody doesn't like flavor.
I know. And oh well, this is the part that takes me the longest. I use a big bag.
Yeah.
I just basically. Sometimes it's real woody, sitting around well with off.
Yeah. Yeah, I would even put it in.
But I clean it up as I smash it.
Sure. Yeah, that's usually.
I know everybody says blah blah blah. You know, I don't really. I just think it looks good.
What's that? I'm on garlic.
On everything with your amounts. Ranking. I like garlic.
I mean, yeah.
I know you do too.
Oh yeah. So, what do you got? 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Never enough.
Yeah, probably it's close to hobo.
Yeah, good for your immune system, though.
Yeah.
All right.
I probably use that much, but. Ad liberally.
All right. Definitely not for vampires.
No.
Or people with weird digestive systems.
Oh yeah. Into. This little thing I'll put it down here. I'll put an hour time on it, but it's probably only going to take about 30 stops. There you go. It's simple.
Yeah, this is like. I don't know if it's got that song on here that I really like of his. Oh, and of course there's Hermoto. Hermeto.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm. And there's Savuka. Yeah, those guys are. I think Hermoto is still alive, right?
Yeah, I don't know. God, of course he is. Down.
I definitely feel the heat of that air.
That little fucker?
The little fucker. Yeah, this thing is.
So we're at 16 minutes left here.
And it's at what, 400 or so in there?
Yeah.
I got some Romas.
Some Romas. I'm gonna be wasteful. Put off those.
Oh man. Yeah, when I worked at catering, Heidi.
It's a very dull knife. I wouldn't suggest this to anybody.
Right.
I'll buy this one. Little cut meat.
Oh, there you go. And of course you do the claw, which is like the. The season of tomatoes are probably going to be happening, right? Because I know, like, that's what I heard. Like, hot summer days are really good for tomatoes. Yeah, but when I worked in catering, Heidi would always get on us about wasting.
Fresh basil.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Just rough.
Yeah.
Just rip it out. Also good because it opens up the oils.
The oils, yeah, the scent. Oh. Can't remember the last time I had basil in anything. Just kind of. I know, pup. Can you believe it? I haven't had basil in a while. You're like looking at me with. Yeah, no basil.
There.
Aceite.
Balsamic. Some EV or EEV or whatever.
Yeah.
Enough.
Good.
Sicilian sea salts.
Oh yeah.
Don't ask me any intense about it. That's pepper, little apple. Right.
I wish we had smell-o-vision because this is like the aroma is so overpoweringly good. There you go. Wow. Fucking simple and good. How's it looking? Oh.
Double check. Just came out of the oven. You want chicken. You want it.
There you go. Got it.
Biggest, baddest bad boy in here. And let's see. Oh yeah.
Right on the money there.
Yeah, it's hot. Let's sit 5 minutes.
Oh.
Let's heat up a little bit while it's there.
Sure.
Sappy really outdid himself with this dish. The chicken thighs came out perfect. Crunchy skin with the meat coming off the bone. The wine, butter, and garlic add just the right amount of flavor and consistency. The salad added a burst of color and freshness that complements the main dish. In other words, it kicked ass.
Got it. No, I mean, it was... Yeah, no, he told me, he's like,
Look at you, flashcard Betty.
Sappy and I had a great conversation over dinner, but audio problems prevented us from using it. Thankfully, I recorded a conversation at the beginning of summer. Here, I asked Sappy about his memories of meeting me, living in 1990s Chicago, and our connection with the music scene. Enjoy.
So I just wanted to ask you to tell the story, or we can tell the story together about the first time we met.
30 years ago.
Almost coming 30.
Yeah. Greg's house?
Yep.
Greg's house in and around the big show over by Joey's shop.
So yeah, that was the weekend of. It was definitely, I think it was a Thanksgiving Day weekend in November of '93 in Chicago. There was a multi-band show that was going on at the place called Isabella's Grand Finale over on Grand and Ashland.
Yes.
A ton of bands all day, festival for $1. So, it's a recipe for disaster right off the bat. Joey Vindictive of the Vindictives was it was part of his empire he had going on there. So he had a venue, and next door to it was a record store called the Dummy Room. But the exciting part of that whole story was the day before when I was hanging out with our friends Greg and Pat, and it was the first time I got to taste booze, or at least beer.
Yeah.
And
Drink a lot of old style back then.
Yeah.
Still.
It's a lot of old style, followed by Euros at Sally's Slop House. Rest in peace.
Yeah. Susie's, yeah. Susie's Slop House. Those things are gnarly.
Oh.
I always eat those those cheesesteaks they had in there. Those were gnarly too. They're so greasy.
I didn't have the cheese sticks, but I definitely have those big. I remember those big cut fries that went with it.
Oh yeah.
So
steak fries.
Yeah, exactly. And then we came back to Roscoe, and I think I had maybe one or two beers, and of course that was the night the Queers showed up late at night.
They were playing the show the next day.
Right. And it was my first time meeting them, and of course I was super excited, and then got so excited that I puked all over the place. And then you were saying,
well, no, me and Greg looked at you, and you were like getting up and going like this, and we're like, no, don't put the hand by your mouth, because it just went, wow,
like this.
It was in a situation like that, you almost want it more projectile than the fan.
See, they didn't teach me that in health class.
Yeah.
See, I was like, yeah. I mean,
it's easier for them to clean up when they would come out with their bucket of vomade.
Right. See, that I should have asked the local metalheads about that, because it was because they were going to school with those guys. They would be drinking like fucking vodka and Sprite all day, and be like
Robitussin.
Yeah, exactly. But I was such a clean cut boy at that point. But anyway, so I was bored.
And PJ was Pat was relentless.
Yeah,
come on, dude, you gotta have beer.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, I was I don't know. It was the first time I was hanging out with some people a little older than me, but I obviously connected with Pat because as a drummer. Yep. So, and he was my favorite drummer in my favorite band.
And a great guy all the way around.
And a great guy. And the next day I was so embarrassed, and I remember being like, oh man, I embarrassed myself in front of everybody. And of course I'm, because I'm used to where I was coming from, where
you were keeping it together.
Yeah, you gotta stay cool and then obviously it's almost like either shitting your pants or getting up and having a boner in the middle of So that's the embarrassment I was dealing with. But then as soon as I showed up and I see Joe King, and he's like, Angel, my boy, how you feeling? And it's like, you're not drinking tonight. I'm like, I know, I'm cool. And I thought, okay, I'm like, okay, this is weird, but I feel like I'm it's almost like it was accepted, hey.
Joe's older than me, but I mean, geez, he was probably, I don't even think he was 30. I think he might have been 30 at that time.
Right. I mean, he still looked.
I know, he still looks like Joe.
Yeah.
It's.
I mean, I
think
think
some people don't crack. That's
I think Jenny G said it best. She's like, yeah, rock and roll just keeps you alive or keeps you young.
Yeah.
So
until it don't.
Right. And look, we're 30 years later, but yeah, I mean, obviously we met in a very interesting way, but like I said, I never felt judged after that from everyone. It's like, and here we are. I mean, we've.
Okay, did Greg ever tell you basically, I kind of bombarded him on his 21st birthday. He was living over in Pilsen, in Martine's building, and went over there and I brought him a bottle of Hornitos.
Of what?
Hornitos.
Ooh. Hornitos.
And yeah, and so we were pounding, and then we're just fucking pulling him back, and
He was 20.
then I'm like, dude. He's like, huh? I'm like, smoke this.
Oh, so
we got high. So he was driving with Warren Fisher. Warren, the original
of the
bass player.
Ozfish Experience.
Yeah, Ozfish Experience.
Another great underdog band.
Yeah, he was on a Screeching Weasel record.
Yeah.
And Warren was driving. We were all going over to Dreamers, and we lost them for like a couple of blocks. And we're like whatever. They come back. We go pile into Dreamers, and we start drinking. And Greg and Warren come walking in. And we're like, dude, what happened? He's like, oh, I had to pull over. I puked everywhere.
He's like,
he's like, oh, I puked everywhere.
This is before, or is Big Horse? No, Big Horse wasn't there.
Big Horse wasn't there yet. I opened up Big Horse while I was helping the people who were opening it up. Like, we did all the paint in there and all that junk. Like, when they first opened it, like, when we came up with the idea to paint the bathtub in the bathroom.
Remember the bath? Oh shoot! Yes. Oh my God.
In that big picture of that 70s model.
Yep.
That was up on the wall. That was Carmen Lopez. That was all her idea.
So you had a hand in designing the Big Horse, or at least Oh wow.
Yeah. Well, I did some of the work. But if you call it work, just a lot of paint, moving shit around.
Now, because wasn't there I know there was a guy that worked behind the counter who was the cook that was missing like two fingers. Do you remember that guy?
Yes. Now the thing is, like that, the food in there was, it was passable.
Sure.
Mexican food.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't great.
Yeah.
But after El Chino closed, just totally made sense.
Yeah.
Our Mexican.
Yeah.
In Weird Park. And,
now that venue was weird because I remember there was a guy that was doing the door and it was at a show in like the late '90s. Who
you have to walk through the taco joint, like right through the middle of it.
Yeah. It was very
They're
unusual.
Cooking behind the counter.
Yeah.
You walk through that, and then the bar's in back of that.
Yeah.
And it had a little stage, a little alcove stage. It was like 6 inches, maybe 7 inches off the ground.
And where the alcove, where the drum, where the drums would be. I remember I could never hear
nothing. No, you were living in a cave.
Yeah. It was just like this. And I think there was wasn't there like some silver backing?
Yeah.
Which also was like a reflective, heating light. Yeah, it was just extra. And that's where we did the Mullets and Mustaches show with V-Reverse, where we grew our hair out, and then I think it was 6 months, and we like.
Man, you should have called Mustache in on that gig. But it'd be hard to put that band in a venue like that.
Oh
Too many members.
Oh my God, Mustache. Yeah.
I love the name of their bass player. He called himself BT Owens.
Oh, I'm jumping all over, but did you remember a band called 10,000 Leagues Under My Nutsack?
Yep. Yes.
A band
the right up there with Ball Sniffer.
Oh my God, yeah.
Those guys were great.
Actually, I saw Ball Sniffer at the Fireside.
Now their singer looks total buttoned up, yuppie kind of preppy dude.
Yeah.
And and he had this 100-foot mic cord, and as soon as they went off, God, that guy would go off. He would. Just right in your face.
Right. Oh, they were
psychos.
Yeah. I think I was at the Fireside once when they were playing. I think it was after I was just wrapping up. It was like an early show and a later show, and I forgot who I was seeing early on, but the Ball Sniffer was like the late show, and they were just waiting to fight for it. They just wanted to fight with the audience.
They were just they went out of their way to bum the crowd out.
Yeah.
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 That's pretty punk rock.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely something
scary punk rock.
Yeah, it's definitely something that only I guess however this goes out in the world, trying to give you a snapshot of
what the 90s in Chicago was, back when it was affordable, back when it was really sketchy.
It was fun.
Yeah.
I know everybody says that, when 90s made everything like a bummer. I don't know. I had a lot of fun in the 90s.
I mean, yeah, I definitely started to learn how to have fun in the 90s once I was able to drive, because that was the thing too. Like, I was the one of the few people with a driver's license, well, with the exception of my friend Tim, who had one. But yeah, it was like I would be the one to drive all the kids in the neighborhood to the punk show. And I remember, like all my friends were like, "What the hell is this? Where are you taking me to?"
McGregor's.
Oh yeah, I mean McGregor's. Yeah, I mean, and that was like the best, perfect venue because it was like plenty of parking.
Oh yeah,
30 minutes from my house.
Yeah,
and
Matt Nelson,
which
he
been gone.
Yeah, been gone.
Yeah, Matt Nelson, who booked McGregor's and Dirty Nelly's.
Yeah, he was a character. He was a character.
And waiting for his documentary to happen. If
really, you think?
I mean,
well, what was wild? It was like Matt, Phil Bonet from Cheer Accident, and and Solid Sound, and Jughead all lived together at one time over Logan Square.
Okay.
Like right off of Spalding, I think it was. And I was like, wow, that's pretty.
Yeah. I mean, that's that's all northwest suburb action going on there because
and all three of them were living over here in Logan Square,
which I believe that's where Screeching Weasel also practiced or recorded one of their records in that spot.
Might have been.
Yeah. But yeah, that's, I mean, and that would be he's somebody I've been trying to get a hold of too, is Jughead. But actually I did get a hold of Joe King a month ago about interviewing him at some point, so because I definitely want to kind of connect the dots with all those guys too.
Yeah.
Until next time, I'm definitely looking forward to talking to you more and getting more stories. So,
if I'm around, what I can remember.
Right.
That's what I'd call the show. What I can remember.
Right. This is a segment called "What Sappy Can Remember."
What I can remember.
Yeah, with Sappy, and Angel.
do a shot of gravy. Shit, I just went to fucking, I just went to Jollibee the other day, and they always give the fried chicken with a little side of gravy. Oh. Oh yeah, I didn't dip the chicken in there. I just took that gravy and I just went, all right, like that. Wow.
Oh yeah.
One's got more chicken fat. Dude. I don't know. You can choose. But I would go. I'm going for that. If you ain't doing it,
I'm going to chicken fat.
You're chicken fat?
Yeah.
Look at that one. That's the one.
Oh yeah, look at that.
That's the mama.
Let's see.
Butter too. Lots of it.
I think we should go out here and see. I just want to before I ingest this. So since I don't drink anymore, it's almost 6 years, 7 years.
You gotta drink gravy.
Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, it's like
pudding. Oh look at that. It's a heart attack right here. This is stroke.
Salud.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think Mochi's like, can I join in on the fun?
Oh my god.
I don't know if I want to get it because there's garlic in there.
Yeah, chalky garlic.
It's been a rough day, honey. I just need another shot.
Oh my gosh, are you serious? You better not complain later on with stomach
I know, this will be my last willing testament right now.
You, yeah, the last one.
Yeah. Mama's cut me off.